All right, everybody. It is Late Night with Ryan, once again pre-recorded. I hope you all had a great holiday. I know I did, and New Year's Eve is this week, so I hope you all have a great end to 2025. This is our last episode of Late Night with Ryan of 2025. Once again, going to be pre-recorded. I am going to go live next week with my annual Movies Awards show and television and music. It's all over the place. The sort of sporties for 2025 will be next week. I think I'm eyeing January 8th, so next Thursday. So you'll have another episode of Late Night with Ryan that will be pre-recorded. That should be our last pre-recorded episode for a conceivably long time. So we can be back to live, which is the way we like to do it. It's just right now with Austin and I, we do not live together. So that's why we've been pre-recording stuff. But let's get right into the show. I appreciate you tuning in, even though it's been pre-recorded here on Late Night with Ryan. Thank you. All right. It's been a long time, it feels like. Austin Fisher, 2 weeks? Goodness.
Yeah, listen, man. What a lot's happened in 2 weeks too. There's been a lot of surprising games, teams that have fallen really, really far down and also climbed that huge ladder, and teams that have done both in the span of 14 days. It's been a lot that's happened.
Yes. We had that week where everybody was like, wait a minute, is Trevor Lawrence good? I mean, we all remember that week. We all remember where we were. It's a canon event. Like everybody, what's the meme about like fumbling the bad bitch in fall of 21 or whatever? You know that one meme people say?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is that real? Is that what you had?
2021. No, I don't think I did. That would have been my. Ooh, wait a minute. No,
We don't need to do the Austin Fisher illustrious dating career on today's episode.
no, I appreciate that. I'm really just trying to think though. Fall of 2021, that would have been my sophomore year. Yes. So no, I don't think it would have been.
No, no. Isn't that the meme though? Is it that time? I don't know. I see it sometimes.
It's 21 or 22, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a meme. Anyways, speaking of things that are memes, Trey Young, probably going to be traded at the deadline. That's not a meme. It was a bad segue, but I just read that as I sat down. So that's from Yahoo Sports. Report that Trey Young will be moved on from at the deadline. Thing is with the Atlanta Hawks is they kind of opened this year being the cutesy team that was like, well, I kind of like the Hawks this year. Like the Hawks
Hmm.
could be a 6 seed. Like kind of the cutesy pick to be a frisky team in the Eastern Conference, and now it looks like they're going to get rid of Risa Shea and they're going to get rid of Trey Young, and they're going to. I think what happened is they had a meeting, and somebody like had went home and their son was like eating Cheerios and had the TV on. He's like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And he's like, Darren Peterson highlights," and the dad was like, "Excuse me?" And so, like, NBA GMs, when they hear about Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, and Cam Boozer, also known as the Holy Trinity of draft prospects. Now, personally, I'm a Boozer believer. We call ourselves Boozer Heads. Um, I don't know. I just made that up. There's got to be a better nickname than that. Boozer Heads, I think, kind of rolls, though.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, off the dome, it's probably a good starting point.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, Boozers is just fine, right? Like the
True, true.
Boozers, right? What if we call ourselves alcoholics because he's booze?
I like that.
We have AA
Um,
meetings, but they're just us watching Cam Boozer highlights, and he's putting up like 20 and 20.
that's incredible. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you. No, I like Cam Boozer a lot. He would be my pick if you gave me the number one pick. Because here's the thing. I think is a high ceiling guy, but he's the lowest floor. And I
Yeah,
hate the ceiling floor argument. I think it's so fucking stupid
yeah,
because I think it's dumb as hell. Where it's like, oh well, this guy could be the best one, but he's the worst right now. It's like, okay, well, if he's the worst right now, who gives a shit? But I will say there is sometimes credence to the idea. Because obviously Jokic was not the best player in his draft, but he is now the best
right.
player in his draft.
Hmm.
I can understand that. So I will say I've been very negative in the past. I think I get pissed off about that with quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Because most time with quarterbacks, it's bullshit.
yeah.
Just say he has a big arm. Like
Your
that's it.
interpretation or your impression right there reminded me so much of Mel Kiper, and I felt my body temperature rising when you were speaking. So
I
it
just
was
hate that
well
I
done.
think with NBA it's somewhat accurate because it's so much more physically based than the NFL. At least when it comes
Exactly.
to like because like everybody in the
There's
NFL
a
is but
huge
yeah,
transition between
yes.
college basketball and the NBA.
Yes. And
Yeah.
everyone in the NFL is between the heights, for the most part, other than my boy Jaden Blue, uh 5'10" to 6'5".
Hmm.
Like Darnell Washington, Jaden Blue are the only guys that don't fit within that.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So they should get the Manute Bowl Muggsy Bogues flick. But I'm
I love
saying,
it.
um, I just get so mad. It's like, well, Drew Aller has a higher ceiling than Fernando Mendoza. I'm like, you just think you like him more. That's you
Yeah.
just know he's shittier right now, but you think he'll be better. That's not higher ceiling. That's just what you think. Whereas, like, obviously Giannis had a high ceiling being 6'11", freakishly athletic. He just couldn't shoot the damn basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get
That's the thing with
exactly what you're
Devon
saying.
says. I watch him, and I mean, I think he's a bit of a selfish player. I don't think he playmakes that much. People are like, "Oh, he's on BYU," and I'm like, "Okay, well, they're still all Division I college basketball players.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way these boys are shitters. I mean, they don't have me out there. They clearly
BYU
are
made it
decent.
what to the Sweet 16 last year?
Yes,
Like
like
they're
I
not a
think it's
nobody
absurd to be like,
team.
well,
Yeah.
he's on BYU.
Yeah.
I get it. Boozer and
Hey, don't
Peterson are a
disrespect
better
my boy
team.
Richie Saunders, all right? That might be the most Mormon name of all time, by the way. But like,
Richie
listen,
Saunders.
he's a hooper. Like he gets it done. So yeah, no disrespect to BYU in basketball.
Winners of the Pop Tart Bowl, People's Champions.
In football, yeah,
Did you see their
absolutely.
coach devour a Pop Tart and one? Just
Was he the one that had like two at once?
yes. Honestly,
Animal.
the Pop Tart Bowl needs to be a playoff game. And I know that's
Oh,
not
I
a
agree.
take that's like
I agree.
new. I've seen it all over, and I
Yeah,
agree. I
yeah.
wholeheartedly agree.
It has a better vibe than like the Fiesta Bowl. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
the Orange Bowl is cool. Obviously, Rose Bowl is historic,
the
but like,
Fiesta Bowl had sauce when it was Tostitos.
yes, yes.
Now that it's
Is it the
Verbo,
PlayStation? Oh yeah, it was PlayStation for a little bit there.
yeah, but then I just referred to it as the PlayStation Bowl, even though it was the Fiesta
Mm,
Bowl.
yeah,
I'll never forget watching JT Barrett get walked down by Clemson in the PlayStation Bowl 2016. Tough watch on New Year's Eve.
that was a rough game.
JT Barrett, my favorite Ohio State quarterback.
More of a Braxton Miller guy, but I
I was
understand you.
JT and Fields. Those are the only two I've ever liked. Like while at college.
Hmm.
I don't know if I like any post college either. I don't know why I said that like that. Whatever.
Yeah,
Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the thing is with Peterson and Boozer though, obviously I do think Kansas and Duke are better than BYU. But let's not act like BYU's full of a bunch of scrubs. Like he didn't go to Winthrop. Sorry, Winthrop.
yeah. No, good point.
I'm just saying, like, it's not like DeBonsa went to Colgate.
Yeah,
Sorry, Colgate. I don't know. Like the Rutgers team last year that somehow didn't even make the playoffs despite
yeah,
having two top 5 picks. That was a team of scrubs. BYU is going to make the tournament as like a 5 seed. Like, let's get over
exactly.
ourselves. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So that's kind of my thought. But yeah. So I think Atlanta's going all in on getting one of those guys. And the thing is with Darren Peterson, I think he'll end up being the #1 pick because the thought process is, what if it was Kobe and Anthony Edwards together? And I
yeah.
mean,
Okay.
I think a lot of guys hear that and get a tear running down their leg. So it's completely understandable if it's Peterson, but I think March Madness is going to have a big effect on the NBA draft, like larger than usual. Because usually the
Yeah.
top prospect doesn't really matter how he performs in March Madness; he's going to be the top pick.
Right.
Whereas like
Yeah.
these three, if like Kansas goes on a run to the Natty, it's like okay, so Peterson's #1. Whereas like if Duke does, it's like maybe Boozer gets, you know what I mean? I just think
Yep.
Boozer has that unteachable skill. Sorry, we're getting like deep in the weeds of like Ryan Klinger NBA prospect analysis. But I just wanted to do it real quick. Boozer has that unteachable skill that like Halliburton and Jokic has, where they make everyone around them better.
Yeah.
And that's based. I mean, it is unteachable, and Devonta doesn't have that, and I haven't seen it yet from Peterson. It could be in there, but I mean, for what it's worth, Edwards doesn't have that. Anthony Edwards probably a top 6 player in the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say top 5 because I feel like there's somebody I'm forgetting. Um, well, I think he's fifth. So yeah, he'd be fifth. So he's top 5. That's fine. Because it's Wemby, Luca, Shea, Jokic. Oh no, it's top 6 because Giannis. Yeah, never mind. He's sixth. Um, was that right math? I said 5 guys, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Wemby, Luca, Shea, Jokic, Giannis, and then Ant. He's sixth. So,
Okay.
uh, I know people are like, "Are you putting Luca above Ant?" Yes. Um, a lot of many of those guys have that. I think literally
For
just
what it's
Halliburton and
worth.
Jokic have that superstar. Everyone is better because of me. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anyone else like that. LeBron used to be like that, not anymore.
I was gonna say
Is
he's kind
Jokic
of
the
grown out of that.
third best, like not third, I guess, best players you've ever witnessed, right, in your life? Because I don't remember peak Kobe. I don't. When I was watching Kobe, wasn't the same Kobe.
Right.
Um, Like it was post 2013 Kobe.
Yeah,
LeBron, Curry, Jokic.
I think it might be LeBron, Jokic, Curry.
I mean, that's the answer I want to hear.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, and again, it's so hard to compare apples to apples because I'm also looking at this triple double record, right? And Jokic is third all time in triple doubles right now.
Yeah.
He is on pace to probably break Westbrook's record in about 3 or 4 full seasons. To put that into perspective, it is ridiculous because Russ obviously had, in my opinion, the single greatest regular season of all time. And it took that and so much more consistency to get that record broken, stolen away to begin with. And now Jokic is going to come in here and just take it and run. It's not even his best accomplishment. He's just going to grab it and he's just going to walk away with it.
Look, I don't really give a shit if they win the finals this year. I'm going to say he's the best center ever. And I understand Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Yeah.
has 6 rings.
Yeah.
And I understand that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the scoring record for the longest time, but I kind
Mm-hmm.
of don't give a shit.
No. No.
Kareem has 6, right? Because he wins one at the Bucks and 5 of the Lakers.
Yeah.
I like how I'm asking you this, even though I should clearly know these things. It's like, oh, you can name all the champions, but you can't name how many Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has? Washed.
Yeah.
Rings. I want to make sure it's 6. I thought it was 6.
I'm pretty sure it sounds right.
Oh, Kareem Hunt, how many rings? Yeah, that's not.
Toledo legend.
Thanks, Google. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
6 rings. Yeah, because
Gotcha.
Ariana Grande wrote the song about the 7 ring song. That's
Mm,
actually about if Kareem had signed on for a 10-day with the 2017 Warriors. That's why she wrote that. Didn't little known
interesting.
fact. So, I mean, yeah.
Didn't know if that was a preemptive thing of
Yeah.
Tom
I mean, there's a
Brady's
lot of little known
MMA.
facts out there. Like a little
Mhm.
known fact, I tried to revitalize the Tim Tebow. Uh, tried to revitalize the Tim Tebow pose as a trend a couple months back.
It's called Tebowing, and it just got some students in Long Island suspended.
I fit in the cutaway gag early on today.
Here we go.
All right, for my Uncle Travis's sake, let's stop talking basketball and let's pivot to NFL. Like you said, been a crazy few weeks. Let's talk about. I want to do a little segment here. We're going to go back and forth, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Until we find a team that we don't feel differently about.
Okay.
So I want you to name a team
Yep.
that you feel differently about now than you did just 2 weeks ago. You can start.
Okay. In the NFL right now, a team that I wouldn't say limited faith with before.
And just in the
But
span of 2 weeks, it's changed.
it has, yeah. In 2 weeks, my mind has been completely changed. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
That was my first choice.
Okay, that's a good take. I did think they were a good football team. Thought they were a playoff football team. I thought they had questionable games in the middle of the year, specifically against the Raiders and Cardinals in overtime, where they snuck away with wins that could have been losses. And I'm like, how legitimate is this football team? Travis Hunter gets hurt. You know, Parker Washington right now, I think is Trevor Lawrence's favorite wide receiver. That that looks like it could cause some issues. But the more we look around the NFL, the more we realize there are a lot of NFL teams out there that are getting it done with wide receiver ones that really should be wide receiver threes back in like 2012. It's a very obscure era of football. And obviously, the flipping point for Jacksonville was their win on the road in Denver to snap that 11-game winning streak and potentially hurt the Broncos' number 1 seed ambitions at this point. But specifically, Trevor Lawrence's dual threat ability that he just pulled out of the rubble. He showed glimpses of it in college, but he never really translated that into the NFL until probably the beginning of December. And out of nowhere, just looking at fantasy football, he's dropped like 33, 41, and 23 the last 3 weeks. And he has, I think, 3 or more rushing touchdowns in that 3-game stretch. He's been incredible in both facilities. And obviously, I'm just talking about the offense here. Jacksonville's defense has actually done a pretty good job too. I mean, they're not as good, as talented as their offense. Their offense is going to have to win them games in the playoffs, but I think Jacksonville now has a ceiling of being a Super Bowl candidate. I thought before that their ceiling was maybe AFC Championship if they get the right draw, but now that they've shown they can beat probably the number one team in the AFC. The sky's probably the limit for them.
No, I think that's a great point. We'll get to a point I'm going to say here in a second, but be thinking about this. I think this is a lot like 2021, where it is a very different NFL season. We're going to see a different Super Bowl than usual. And I don't know if this is a dawn of a new era, because it's like, okay, we kind of had like a miniature era there, and now we're getting in the middle of Allen, Mahomes, Lamar's career, so we're going to be in a kind of a different place. You know what I mean? We're gonna have like three eras. We're gonna have the early on in their careers, the middle of their careers, and the end of their careers. And right now is the
Yep.
middle era, and so we're getting new guys like Drake May, potentially Jaden Daniels, potentially CJ Stroud, right? And there's going to be a team in those playoffs that is the 2021 Titans that had a great record in the regular season and gets smacked. Everybody goes, "Oh, that was weird." And there's going to be a team in this playoffs that is the 2021 Bengals that goes on a Linsanity run to probably the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
And so the thing is with the Jaguars, and we're going to grade this on each one of the teams. Do you believe there are more 2021 Titans or 2021 Bengals? Because I would actually hate or take say the Titans. I would. And I think this is a team that hasn't been covered a lot because people assume the AFC South is a bad division when it hasn't been this year.
Yep.
But I just think when the going gets tough, I don't know who this team relies on other than Trevor Lawrence. And I still don't have enough faith to believe he is going to put through. Could they win a playoff game? Absolutely. Could they
Yep.
win two? Probably not. Could they win three? I think most definitely not. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing now. Looking at the AFC playoff picture, I'm willing to bet that it's going to be Denver 1, New England 2. Obviously, they're interchangeable, but they are the top two teams guaranteed.
Yes.
The AFC South winner, which I think in all likelihood at this point is probably Jacksonville, they're like guaranteed 3. AFC North winner gets 4. The issue is now because the Bills lost yesterday, there is currently a 3-way tie at 11-5 between the 5 and 7 seeds in the AFC. The Texans, Chargers, and Bills are all 11-5. Now, the Texans hold the head-to-head against both the Bills and the Chargers, so they're likely going to get that 5 seed, and they'll play Baltimore or Pittsburgh, which I think they should win. I don't know if I was texting you about that, the Texans being the hottest team in football right now.
Yeah. We talked about this.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause you brought up Denver. That was
They're
their
one of my
last loss.
teams. They're one of my teams.
Yeah, absolutely. But that being said,
Like one of the
Jacksonville's
teams
going
I'm
to
going
have
to
to
talk
play.
about. For what it's worth, I think the
Yeah.
NFL like probably rigged that Browns game. I just want to make sure we're both on the same page.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to say like you
Mhm.
can't tell me that they didn't want Aaron Rodgers' last regular season game of his career in Pittsburgh to also be a winner take all
You
division
think
game
he's
against.
done?
He said he's the last season.
Did he?
That's the way they
Uh,
act. Yeah.
No, I never saw that. I legitimately think he could play another year. Truth be told,
He's been
but
fine.
regardless, though, my point on Jacksonville is this: they are going to have to play either the Bills or the Chargers, and I think Denver's going to beat Los Angeles next week to solidify that 1 seed, which means it's going to be the Bills. Now, Buffalo's a weird team because you usually think playoff Bills, and you're like, well, these guys are going to walk through the wild card. You know, they're
The
a red
guy
hot
you
team.
know who doesn't really pay attention to the NFL is going to be like,
Mhm.
"What the fuck are the Jaguars doing in the playoffs?
Mhm.
This is fucking terrible. I
Yeah.
got the Bills over the Rams in the Super Bowl."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that guy's wrong this year. Usually that guy gets to win when he
Yeah.
yells Chiefs Eagles.
Mhm.
And then he's right. And you're like, fuck, I watched all this NFL and somehow it was Chiefs Eagles.
That's how I feel about
don't
March
really-
Madness every year.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. It's like, oh, I got fucking
especially last
Florida.
year, it's like, yeah, obviously the 1 seeds are going to be the Final Four. It's like, do you even have fun? Like,
Yeah, no, and for what it's worth, it's not fun to just pick on one. It's
right.
I get like one. My rule is like one seed. That's it.
I got 3 last year. It was an odd year, but
I don't know.
even
So,
still, I felt bad about it.
I'm just saying, like, I think this Bills team is a two-man show. It's if James Cook and Josh Allen play well, they win. And the thing is, those guys are both really good.
Yeah.
But when the push comes to shove, I think the Broncos can beat them in the playoffs. I think the Patriots can beat them in the playoffs. I think
Mhm.
the Texans can beat them in the playoffs. Yeah,
I think the
Bills-
Jaguars can beat them in the playoff. That's the thing that I'm prefacing right now. That is a weird
You're
game.
telling me I'm not in enough on the Jags.
I'm not telling you that at all because I don't know how to feel about
Are
either
they
of those two
2021
teams.
Texans or are they 2021 Bengals?
Titans or Bengals? Man, I can't compare them to either because you got to think about that Titans team is weird because they went that like entire segment of the year without Derrick Henry. And then they bring him back for the divisional. First game of the playoffs, and they way too much rely on Derrick Henry in that game, coming right off of an injury. And that put him in a hole. That made Tannehill throw the ball. And he was in an uncomfortable situation, handed that game to Cincinnati. Whereas the Bengals, I feel like, honestly, I would say the Bengals, I guess, if we're gonna have to choose one. Because
I think you should. Yeah, I
the
think you should have
Bengals
to pick one.
the Bengals are a team that season, you know, it was coming down to the end for the AFC North, and it was I honestly think the Browns and Ravens were the two top teams that year to like kind of come through and win the division. And the Ravens, unfortunately, had to deal with Lamar, not playing the last half of the year. I don't think they won a game past like week 14, I want to say. That might have been the year after. And the Browns had to deal with, that COVID game where Nick Mullins played quarterback. I was in attendance for that Monday afternoon football game in that loss against the Raiders. But the Browns lose to the Raiders and Packers. And they end up losing the division and the Steelers, I guess, the following week. They fumble the division there. And, the Bengals just kind of come by and scoop that out of nowhere with the win over Kansas City. And that win over the Chiefs, this is why I'm comparing that. That win over Kansas City opened my eyes. I'm like, whoa, is this Bengals team like legit? Like the Browns swept them that year.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. The Jaguars just did the same thing to the Broncos. And I'm like, whoa, like this team almost lost to the Raiders and Cardinals. Are they legit? But it's all about getting hot at the right time. So I think if I have to compare them to the Titans or the Bengals, I'm giving them to the Bengals. I think they have a better chance of making the Super Bowl than losing in the wild card.
All right. Before I do my next one, quick thing. My aunt Haley saw her yesterday. She said, "Who do you think's winning the Super Bowl?" I said, "I got three teams that I think are the ones." If you said gun in the mouth, who's winning the Super Bowl? I think these three teams are better than the rest. Do you agree? I said, no particular order: Broncos, Patriots, Rams.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to agree with the Broncos. I'm going to agree with the Rams.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about the Patriots right now.
Are we doing this?
I think we were going to. I am so unimpressed by their strength of record. I get it. It's good to take care of business against bad teams. Somebody should teach Mike Tomlin how to do it. But it gets to a point where your record only gets you so far beating up on those teams. And again, you can only play who's in front of you. I'm not denying that. But the Patriots took advantage of a bad schedule this year because of where they finished in the AFC East last year. And which that was, I'm trying to think. That was last place, wasn't it?
Last place.
Yeah. They have a fourth place.
Remember Joe Milton got them the fourth pick and so the number one.
Yeah. They had a, fourth place schedule, which helped them out. They, they're very similar to Pittsburgh in that way where they have not beaten anybody great. Sure, they've beaten good teams. Sure, they've beaten the Ravens. Sure they have, try to think who else.
They're most likely going to play the Chargers or wouldn't it be the Chargers most likely? Chargers or Bills first round.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I think they're better than both those teams.
Yeah.
I think the divisional is when it gets interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. If it became Jaguars, Patriots, are you taking the Jaguars?
You know what?
Who's your third contender? Is it Seattle? I don't trust Darnold in the playoffs. I don't.
Can I be honest with you? And this is on a whim. This is after the last 2 weeks, and it might be
Niners.
I might have some animosity. It's San Francisco. I played Brock Purdy in fantasy this week. I want to put this into perspective. Let me go into like a 5-minute fantasy football rant real quick.
Okay, but I want to say, you know what? Yeah, you're fine. I have something to say at the end of this. You go.
First things first. Want to congratulate my buddy Levi. We were in the championship this week. I'm down to a 2% chance to win in the championship. I had Bijan tonight. I need 41.1. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm not conceding defeat. I'm not handing the election like Hillary in 2016. But
she conceded defeat.
She did. She conceded. She conceded the election.
I don't know what that means.
She basically called and like forfeited. I don't know, something like that. But,
really? I didn't know this. Interesting. Continue.
Regardless, I have some very, very unfortunate players that I need to have discussions with. And for what it's worth, I had a 53% chance to win when Brock Purdy threw the pick six. I was like, whoa. I, at one point, was down to 15. I came all the way back. I crawled from the rubble. Chris Godwin, I started him on a whim. 7 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown. Wham. He was incredible. But there's one guy, and it's not really his fault, but he has gotten me to this point. There's one team that really ruined my fantasy football championship. Ryan Klinger, it's Carolina Panthers.
Oh, no.
Bryce Young is going to be receiving a very lengthy voice message from me within the next week. So
we got murdered by the Seahawks defense, dude.
Yes, I have the future offensive rookie of the year, Tedero McMillan, as my wide receiver.
Over Tyler Shuck?
Listen, that's a great conversation to have, but I have him at wide receiver 2 right now. Unfortunately, he had to take the role of wide receiver 1 because Devontae Adams got hurt a couple weeks ago, and he's doubtful for tonight. So I couldn't take that risk. Tet had to step in and play wide receiver 1. Chris Godwin did great wide receiver 2, 23 points, incredible. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Now Tet, he woke up yesterday morning with a bit of an illness, and I'm like, okay. Rumor has it he's going to play football today. That's good. I think Bryce Young was unaware that Tedero McMillan was playing football yesterday. Bryce Young, at one point, had 7 completions out of 11 attempts for 16 yards, Ryan Klinger.
I know, it was bad.
16 yards. Not only did I have Tet in my lineup, my opponent had Barner, the Seahawks tight end, Kenneth Walker,
oh no,
and worst of all, the Seattle defense.
Oh no,
ruined, tarnished.
That's awful. Do you think the Panthers are going to win this weekend?
I do.
I think we're better than the Bucs.
I agree. Tampa Bay is in a bad place right now,
which is crazy. Think about how much things have changed.
Yeah, but again, going back to like my Super Bowl window, I think the Niners are that third team for me. They did that last night offensively without George Kittle.
Heartbreaking game for the Bears backers that we are.
It really was. But Brock Purdy right now, if I had to throw out an early 2026 MVP candidate, he's in my top 3.
He pisses me off, though, Austin. I used to be a Brock Purdy lover.
Yeah.
He actually pisses me off.
Yep.
Because every game you watch, he's doing the dumbest shit imaginable. And it either crashes and burns, or everybody's on social media being like, oh my gosh, Brock Purdy. Oh my gosh, how does he do it? And I'm like, it's just Jameis Winston, dude.
I don't know. I disagree with that. I think there's
some games where he's Patrick. There's dead ass games where he's Patrick.
Yes. Last night, prime
example.
Last
night he was dead ass Patrick Mahomes. Like
after that first pass, yeah,
it was insane.
Yeah.
And there's other games where I'm like, I'm taking Bo Nix over this guy every week.
Yeah.
And that's not against Bo Nix. I love Bo Nix. I'm just saying, I don't think anybody thinks Bo Nix is top 5.
No. But right now,
Bo Nix is just good enough. If
I have to pick 3 Super Bowl teams, I am going with the Rams, I'm going with the Broncos, and I'm going with the Niners. And for what it's worth, I mean, we're kind of spoiling what we have in the future here. We both just talk Carolina, Tampa Bay. I don't think the Niners are going to win this week. But I think they're going to make a deep playoff run. And I think they're going to see either the Rams or the Seahawks again.
Pick them to lose first round. Like, I'm not lying to you. This team pisses me off. And they beat our Bears.
Don't forget, they either miss the playoffs or make it to the conference championship.
The streak ends here.
Okay.
Look, I'm telling you right now, if the Undertaker streak was eventually broken, so will the Niners.
LeBron's 10-point streak this year, maybe it's...
Don't compare LeBron's 10-point streak to Undertaker, dude. Don't compare that fucking, like, rigged, scripted shit to the Undertaker.
I saw that post. That was good.
You saw that one too? That was funny.
I did. Yeah, but again, Niners right now, they are rolling.
LeBron's no Undertaker.
Brock Purdy's balling.
Brock Lesnar? Oh shit, Brock Purdy. Sorry.
Good shout.
Brock Lesnar like sucks though, right? Isn't he like a terrible guy? I think he's a terrible guy. I think He gets involved on the
Apparently,
Vince McMahon stuff. It's not a good watch for Brock Lesnar. I was never a huge Brock Lesnar guy anyway, so
no, it's
but
fair.
I'm more Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns as my guys.
He'll probably be the only guy ever to be in the UFC, WWE, and the NFL.
Yeah, it's a hell of a combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's rapid fire this so we can get on to primetime picks. Teams we feel differently about. You ready?
Yep.
Houston Texans. I'm at the point where I actually think they might be the 2021 Bengals.
Yep, agree.
And it's interesting because what CJ Stroud needs narratively, because we're in such a weird place with him right now, no one really knows what to do with him, is like a conference final run, the conference finals, not the NBA, an AFC
Yeah.
championship run.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, oh shit, this is what we thought this Texans team was going to be 2 years ago.
Yes,
And CJ
yeah.
Stroud is like fringe top 10. He's like that Jordan Love level. And it's like, oh shit, the Texans. And then like next year, everybody's taking the Texans to be a Super Bowl winner like we were 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
They're a young franchise, but by the way, just on this out, they're the only team in the NFL to never have made a conference championship game.
I'm saying this is what they need narratively, though. Like, if
Yeah.
they made the conference championship, now we're back on track to where we were after CJ's rookie year.
I agree.
It's like maybe this guy's going to be an MVP someday, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're back on that plane if they make the conference championship this year. That's what they need. And sometimes things work out, just like I said that earlier that the NFL rigged the Browns game. I'm kind of joking, but I'm saying you and I've talked before. The NFL gets too cute sometimes. And it's like, it's a little convenient how that happened. So, what's your next team you feel differently about? I don't feel differently about the Bears. I still love them.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm loving your infatuation recently with the Chicago Bears.
You put me on ball.
I did. Okay, let me look here. I guess a team that we probably feel differently about would be the Patriots. We kind of gave that shout earlier. What do you think about the Philadelphia Eagles right now? What a weird football team.
Atrocious, and they're going to lose in the playoffs. But the defense is like top five. Top five best defenses based off what I watch. This is no stat base. This is just based off eye test in some order. Broncos, Eagles, Brownies, Texans, Seahawks.
Okay.
Who am I forgetting?
I honestly don't know.
Maybe Steelers. They're inconsistent though.
They are. They just force turnovers. Regardless, though, I think New England would probably be the only
team. Oh, the Bears. I said the Bears?
Thought you did. I don't remember.
I definitely should have said the Bears if I did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to look at the New England schedule real quick.
All right, here's a team I feel differently about.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm actually scared.
I thought
the Panthers are supposed to be good. And I think we're going to win the division this year and make playoffs. And we better get our shit together because
now.
Yeah. Tyler Shuck might be somebody.
Oh my goodness. It's incredible. I love it. I am all for it. The Saints are this team right now. I'm just pulling up their schedule
here. If the Saints have a good offseason, they could win the division.
They've won 4 in a row.
If I'm a Falcon, and it's not like he's throwing a couple picks. He's had 1 interception, 2 300-yard games, and 10 touchdowns in 4 games.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Isn't that about the numbers?
I'm going to pull up this player stats.
Pull it up real quick. We got a minute till we're going to get booted by Zoom, but we'll have to restart the Zoom. I got to say, another team I feel differently about is Tennessee Titans. Every year in fantasy, you know what way I operate. I wait till about the 9th or 10th round and I pick my quarterback, and I always pick somebody who I think has low value, but I know not low value, has a low draft stock, but is high value.
Yeah.
In the past, this has ended me up with guys like Kyler Murray. In the past, this has ended me up with guys like Justin Fields. Sometimes it really works, sometimes it really doesn't. Right. Bo Nix was one guy I got this year. But my main guy I targeted in every league this year was a little guy you might know called Drake May. And that was an excellent call from your boy, despite the fact I think Matthew Stafford's going to be MVP, and I'm okay with that. As much as I love Drake. But
Shuck.
I'm saying the guy I'm picking next year, dude, is Shuck and Cam Ward.
Good take.
Cam Ward's good as hell. He just needs a team.
Okay.
Cam Ward is good.
See if they draft well. Shuck, 9 touchdowns, 11 counting rushing. 5 picks, 1 fumble lost.
5 picks? I didn't think it was that many.
Suppose so.
That's disappointing. He's still been hooping.
He has
great wins.
True.
All right. Any other teams you feel differently about?
I think that's it.
All right. Let's go. You want to go into primetime picks?
Let's do it.
I don't know why I said primetime picks. We still have EV passes.
Yes, we do. We did not do any EV passes last week, by the way.
But 2 weeks ago we did, and we thought we killed it. I bet them all.
Yeah.
And we got our lunch 8 The bully came over. He said, "Well, well, well, what do we have here?" He pushed me on the ground. He took our money. Have you ever had your lunch money taken? Is that a thing? I don't like, that doesn't really even happen. Like, it's never happened to me.
No, I can't say that actually that
I was at a
happened.
small school, though. There really wasn't bullying, like big
Yeah,
schools.
that's a good point. I feel like nowadays, if somebody were to ask that, they would probably get laughed at, and then they would be victimized.
Yeah, I think most like bullying anymore is like people making fun of people for being corny.
Yes,
And sometimes people are just corny. Like,
true.
if anything, it's like it's become like the reverse. Now
Yeah,
people are like, "Bro, you're so corny," and then like, dude's like, I just like what I like." I don't know. We've like we flipped it on its head. I don't know.
yeah.
Whatever.
We're evolving as society.
We're
Not me
de
though. We went
we're
2-4
like
last week.
evolving and devolving at the same time. It's weird.
True.
This is weird. This light, the way it catches my face, sometimes it like gives me a really shadowy. It's probably not great lighting. It's whatever.
Better than what I got going on right now. I don't know.
No, you got the Undertaker lighting in the background.
That is cool. Yeah, I need like a
Yeah, and the music
smoke
like.
screen. Yeah.
All right, what's up
hmm
with the EV passes? How did we do? I know we did
Yeah,
poorly.
we went 2-4.
It's poorly.
Which is poorly. However, one of the ones that we hit was plus money on the Patriots money line, which we said was the most free one
And
out
we
of
were
them all.
right.
It was sketchy. They were down 11 in the fourth quarter, but John Harbaugh forgot he had Derrick Henry, so that helped. Yeah, Patriots get home. Chargers cover at plus 2.5 there.
Harbaugh's fired, right? If they don't beat the Steelers.
Yes. Yeah. I
That's why I
saw a
think they're going
thing.
to win. I think they're going to win because it's for Harbaugh's job.
Yeah. Well, I saw a thing that said Tomlin and Harbaugh have been keeping each other employed for the last probably 4-ish seasons. I guess it depends on which coach you're looking at here. But they are 16-16 in their last 32 games head to head. How
So
about
this is the
that?
one.
This is the one. This is. Yeah. But I would agree. I think
It would be
Harbaugh's got to
really
go.
funny if Tomlin broke the truce and just like 28-0 blasted him. And
Yeah.
after the game's like, "Sorry, champ."
This game, obviously, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Like it sounds so weird, and I don't expect you to understand not being a fan of a team in the AFC North. But the AFC North is weird if you haven't noticed yet already. Exhibit A last week. I think this game has the legitimate potential to end in a tie. I'm not even joking. I will never sniff that like that plus 4,000, whatever it is. But like
Yeah.
I truly firmly believe that like this game could end 10-10 with both teams making field goals in overtime. And that's it. I don't know.
Not a terrible call.
Yeah. That being said, though,
Wait, I want to do.
Steelers.
Can we do for anything? Just real quick. Can we do 1 minute on Bears? Bears lost last night on primetime. How we feel?
Go for it. Yeah, you go
Uh,
first.
I mean, one pass away from winning, right?
Yeah. hmm
And like a Niners team that played the best game they've played all season,
Yeah.
and a Bears team that I think that was their second or third best game all year.
Yeah.
I guess here's my thing with the Bears. Is there a chance the Bears the 2021 Bengals, where it feels a few years too early, but
No.
like
They
it's
no,
right?
they feel 2020 Browns to me.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like a team that's going to get in there and they're going to fight their hearts off and they're going to win.
But
They're
they're
going to win
gonna
that
fall
first
short.
game.
Yeah.
But then they're going to run into a team like the Seahawks or the Rams or the
I think they can
Niners.
beat the Seahawks.
I think they can. Don't get me wrong. That Browns team could have beaten the Chiefs. But the problem is they just don't know how to act when they're there. And with all due respect, the Niners have had plenty of playoff experience. The Rams won a Super Bowl in this decade. In Seattle, they're a little bit different because they have a quarterback that was there last year, but he's not there all the time. They're a team that kind of usually sneaks into like the 7 seed, and they're one and done. But they have past playoff experience.
Here's
I
the
don't think
thing.
they'll have to worry about them, though.
Here's the
We'll
thing,
see.
though. They're probably gonna have to play the Packers first round. Most likely. That's gonna be the way it
No,
works out.
no, they will not. The Packers have clinched the.
They're the 7th seed.
Oh, I take
The Bears
that
the
back.
2. The Bears the 2 seed.
They are right now. They are right now. But That could change. They play the Lions this week, and the Eagles play the Commanders. That
They're
could
both going to
change.
win.
Yeah, if they both. Okay, that's fair.
They're
That's
both
fair.
going to win, and the Bears are the tiebreaker.
Yes, they do.
So I think the Bears are going to end the 2 seed. What do the Lions have to play for? I think the Bears are going to be the
No,
two
you're
seed.
right. You're right. Good point.
So I'm saying I think the Bears playing the Packers, they will win, which then they play the
Yes,
winner of
at
the
home.
3-6 game, which is Eagles Rams, which feels like a lock for the Rams.
Well, it would be the not lowest team. Like if I'm
No, it
trying to
doesn't
think.
reseed.
It does. It does. They
It
do receive.
does?
They do. Yep.
I trust
Yep.
you.
They yeah. So I'm trying to think there. If the 6th seed would win that game, they would play the NFC West winner. So we're gonna say Seattle, I think, at this point. Um
No. So
so
no, Seattle. Let's say Seattle's the 1 seed, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, that's
Seattle
what I'm
will
saying.
probably play the Rams in the divisional,
Yes.
which would then make it so the Bears face the
Either the NFC South winner or the 5 seed.
uh,
If we're saying the Rams beat the Eagles, right? That's what you're insinuating in round
yeah.
one.
So they play
Okay.
Panthers or Niners.
Yes.
What if the
Yeah.
Panthers beat the Niners and we shut you up about your Niners?
I mean, yeah, but
I think
honestly,
the Bears could beat either of those teams, though.
what
That's
a
what I'm saying. Like,
what
because
a
the Bears be in
dream
the NFC
scenario.
Championship, right?
Wait, what a dream scenario. You either get the Bears or the Panthers in the NFC title game. That's awesome, man. That'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's absurd that the Bears could be in the Super Bowl. I don't. This
Yeah.
team's defense is electric. They force the most takeaways. I
Took a
think
night
Caleb
off.
Williams, whenever they need him to, makes a big ass crazy play.
Yeah.
He almost did it last night.
Yeah. True.
Like, I'm like, at some point, I just don't. Like, I guess Niners Bears, you're like, oh well, and I'm like, the Bears just played the most perfect game of football they've played all year, and they won. And they won off the last play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm thinking, okay, so the Bears could win that in the playoffs. I don't know. And it's like, okay, so then it's Bears versus this winner of Seahawks Rams, which I think we all act like the Rams are unbeatable, but in the same sense, there's a reason they're 11-4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't think it's absurd. I think if there's a crazy team to go, I think the AFC is pretty much Patriots Broncos. We've been over this. I think the NFC, it's like there's a lot of eligible bachelors. That's my point. I
Yeah.
just think I like this Bears team a lot. They're the 2021 Bengals for me. I think I might
Okay.
have to pick a Patriots Bears Super Bowl.
That's fun.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And it's like it feels too early for both teams, but it's also like a good ass time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
it's Boston, Chicago, Super Bowl. Two football cities. All right. Sorry. I said I'd do 1 minute. I went 4.
No, you're good. That was I enjoyed that. That was good.
We only
Okay.
got like 17 minutes, so for clock strikes midnight. So
Let's go. Seahawks money line at -120 this week on Saturday Night Football over the Niners. Seahawks are the away team here, which is my only scary thing. And I just talked about how high I am on San Francisco. The difference for this game is the rest, I think. I think Seattle is the more healthy team going into, and I'm not going to say that like it was a bye week against the Panthers by any means, but it certainly felt like it at times for Seattle. I think if they take care of the football, San Francisco they're gonna tune it down a little bit. This is a trap game, I think, for people that are as high as I am on San Francisco because they're plus 100, and you're like, wow, they just put up 48 points and 42 points back-to-back weeks, and they're plus money at home to win the division.
yeah,
That's the easiest bet I'll make all year.
yeah.
Let's remember, we've had a lot of, wow, that's the easiest bet they've given us all year, and that they have come back to bite us. The Seahawks team is legit.
Yeah.
Mike McDonald's going to coach him well, and I think he'll outcoach Shanahan here. It's going to be close. I like Seattle by a couple points here.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on. One last hoorah. Again, week 18, it's so difficult to find actual legitimate games that you want to put stuff on.
I think there's value in one of these. I actually have one I want to tell you.
A lot of games mean nothing. Well,
Saints and Falcons. Saints are plus money.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say we'll cross that. We'll cross that bridge now. I have the Saints plus 2.5 in my slip.
Okay.
They've won 4 in a row. Falcons are just a team that like they don't care.
Yeah, sorry, you were just saying that. I was thinking I did have one I saw earlier, and I was like,
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, that's minus 110. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty obvious pick for me. I'm taking the Browns plus 7
Okay.
against the Bengals this week in Cincinnati. I think the Bengals have been lights out on the offensive end, but the Bengals don't tend to play the Browns well ever. Browns don't have a ton to play for here, but they got that win last week, and so they kind of already ruined their draft position. They're picking 6th right now at this point, so they're kind of like, you know what? Let's go and see what we got here. I think Garrett should break that sack record next week. I'll be very disappointed if he goes 3 weeks with half a sack.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think 7 points is a little crazy here. It's minus 105 as well. So
No, that is
like
a
the
bit much. I also remember when we were talking about Myles Garrett hitting 25?
Yeah, 25 and 40 TFLs. Yeah. I will say though, people talk about this too. I'm sure you've heard it too. Pittsburgh played that game more to prevent Miles from breaking the record than they did to win the game. And it really showed. I mean,
Yeah.
I was there in person and the play calling, not so much like the blocking. I thought he got the normal attention, the chips, the double teams, whatever. But the Aaron Rodgers decision making, where he's constantly taking steps away from Garrett, or he's flat footed and he's like 1-2 throw away. You know what
No,
I
you're
mean?
100% right.
Like that he changed that game. He had one tackle, but he changed that game way more than the box score.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
there's that. I am also taking Cowboys minus 5.5 this week against the Giants. The Giants got their annual let's ruin our draft pick win last week against the Raiders in the greatest game in NFL history, some might say. But yeah, the Cowboys are, I wouldn't say relatively hot. They play well against bad teams. They play not so good against better teams. And
They've one of the
uh,
worst defenses in the NFL.
yeah, but I don't think they'll have to worry about that against the Giants too much here. They win this game, they finish 8-1. So that would be hilarious and really fun. So that's minus 108 this week.
You
That
think
is
they move off
four.
Dak this offseason?
No, they shouldn't. They'd be foolish to.
I know, but there's a lot of value.
They're
They just
well,
want to reset.
that's a good point. That's a good one.
I
Oh,
don't know. I just think could the Dak Prescott Matthew Stafford be fun? Like Dak Prescott getting a new team, new start. Like if the Steelers said two
mhm.
firsts and TJ Watt for Dak Prescott, who says no?
I think they'd be giving up too much. I'd say a first and Watt. It's
Okay.
probably fair.
I just think
First and a third. Yeah.
if you're the Steelers and you got Dak Prescott, it's like, holy shit, right?
Yeah.
Like I would actually
Because
see the
yeah,
Steelers a contender for the first time in a long time.
they have been through the ringer these last 4 or 5 years where it's just one quarterback and okay, come play a season. If you just find your guy, you don't need another Big Ben. You don't need a top 5 quarterback in NFL history. You just need a guy that's going to be there for 4 or 5 years and
You
just
think
stick
Will
with
Howard's that
someone.
guy?
No, I
I
don't
think
think
it
he
is.
is.
I don't.
I don't think he's Kenny Pickett 2.0, but I don't think he's going to be good enough. You know what I
Me
mean? I
neither.
don't know.
But granted,
I
I
don't know.
didn't think Tyler Shaw could be anything.
Well, he hasn't played very great teams and he hasn't had a lot to play for. So when it matters, when it comes down to a three, I don't think the Falcons are going to be good next year. When it comes down to the Saints, Panthers, and Bucks in a three-way NFC South, this team beats this team loses. When the lights shine brightest, where's Tyler Shuck going to be? So we'll see there. One over under this week. Taking the under in the Chiefs Raiders game at 36.5 minus 110. Raiders need one
This
more
is fun.
loss.
This is
Yeah,
fun. I like
this is
this.
fun. Raiders have one more loss to get that number 1 overall pick. And the Chiefs currently on their third string quarterback. Their offense has never looked worse. So I think that game might finish 9-6, 10-9 type of game. I don't see either team touching 20. So I think that game should go under. And our final pick, we have to make it a meaningful game. I'm taking Pittsburgh plus 3.5 at minus 115 at home. I was surprised to see they opened up as underdogs in this game, especially at home
You
with
suspicious?
as historic of a rivalry. I am suspicious, and that's why I'm only taking the spread here. I'm buying the points. I'm not biting that money line.
I don't know. I think you just take all the teams that have something to play for and you moneyline all them together, you might win.
Maybe.
Like if you were let me just look down the schedule, right? Like real quick. Okay. I'm gonna
Mhm.
pull this out. I'm just saying, you're not even trying to pick, like, throw away the idea of trying to pick the winner of the games that matter, right? Like Panthers, Bucks, Seahawks,
Okay.
Niners.
Yeah.
Like just go teams that want to win this week. I think the
Mhm.
Saints want to continue to win. I did.
Yeah, I do.
Right? Saints. Okay. So if you did that and you said Jaguars are clearly not going to lose this week,
No.
Jaguars, and you said the Texans, and
Yep.
you said the Packers,
The Bills.
and
Yeah.
the Bills and the Broncos
Yep.
and the Bears
Yep.
and the Patriots. All these
Yep.
teams, none of them are playing playoff teams
Hmm.
except the Broncos. They're playing the Chargers, but I'm pretty sure they're going to beat the Chargers. That's like
Yeah.
really your only dangerous pick, right? Also, why are the Packers plus 220 against the Vikings?
I mean, they've lost what, 3 or 4 in a row. They're going to rest
It's
all their
weird.
starters for that
Anyways,
game too. But yeah, I agree.
plus 2,631. A dollar would win you 26.
Wow.
If we cut the Packers,
Hmm.
it's plus 753. So they're heavy.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty good
That's
still, I
hefty.
think.
I'm just tossing it out there. Even if you don't even want to try to pick
Yeah.
winner of the Saturday games, winner of the primetime
Yep.
slate, you just do teams that care about this
Hmm.
week, all them to win.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to making a 6 leg parlay on my cruise ship here next week. I'll have the physical Bet
Are we doing
MGM
a show next
kiosk
week like
ticket.
this? Are you gonna be on the cruise?
I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I'm not sure. Um,
It's the playoffs. You gotta come on.
I I'm gonna see what my physical capabilities are because I don't
Okay.
know what
Okay.
it's gonna be like in international waters. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Worst.
we'll figure it out.
Oh, that you're saying you?
Yeah.
Are you having drinks? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. I mean, yes, but that wasn't what I was like insinuating. I
What were
mean,
you
like
saying?
internet wise, like I don't know what it's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
look
I
like. You
thought
know
you
what I mean?
meant like you weren't gonna be like lucid, and I was like, oh, okay.
That'd make the show so much more fun. Let's be
I was
honest. Yeah.
like, if anything, just come on.
Yeah. Beers and ball. Why not? That's
Yeah,
yeah.
hell
That'd
yeah.
be
I'll
awesome.
get like a Lone Star, and we'll just sit here and shoot the shit. Yeah, that sounds great.
That's awesome. But
Yeah, we're gonna
yeah, that
pre-record next week though, right? Hopefully. We'll
yeah.
text. We'll text.
Yeah. That's 10 to win like 470, I'm pretty sure. So
So for EV passes for
yep.
playoffs,
Yep.
I think we don't do 6 picks. It'll just be best value, and then we just pick all the games, right?
I like that. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, speaking of picks, though, we got 8 minutes left of the show. We can do a very in-depth primetime picks. Also, do you
Okay.
have the data for our all year EV passes?
Ooh. While you give your primetime picks, I'm gonna go through and like rough estimate this real quick if
Well,
I
we can
can.
look into it next week more so
Okay,
and run
that's
down how
fine.
we did on the year. And then primetime picks, I'm not going to give the data until after the Super Bowl
Cool.
because we'll pick
Okay.
everything.
I like that.
Be prepared to have your Super Bowl predictions in place next week.
Yeah, no, as soon as Sunday is done, I'm filling out like my playoff
Playoff bracket, me
predictions.
too.
Yep.
Me too. We
Yep.
can literally
Okay.
just go band for band playoffs. We
Cool.
don't we can do that. All right, and
Gotcha.
then we'll still do our picks for the week. But
Okay.
all right, so Saturday afternoon football, because we don't have Thursday night games, so we're gonna pick the Saturday afternoon game. I'm really pissed off. They gave the Panthers a Saturday at 4 slate. That's the worst slot. And I'm a little afraid that if we make the playoffs, that's also going to be our slot. And it's
Yeah.
just I hate
We
that slot.
played that slot in 2023. There's nothing worse than having the opening playoff game. I feel like
Ugh. Because then
awful.
if you lose, you're just sitting there the rest of the weekend like,
And we've also had this discussion, right? Bring back year one Super Wild Card weekend. 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday.
cut
Can
the
we not
Monday.
do a Monday night wild card game?
It's
Not
bad.
only is it just ambiguous and dumb, but it also hurts the teams playing on Monday night because they get one less day of rest
Great point.
against the team.
Great shout.
And again, against the team in all likelihood that already has a first round bye. They already have at least 1, maybe even 2 weeks of rest if they already clinched the 1 seed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's not good for the
Yep.
sport.
Yep. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Saturday afternoon, Carolina Panthers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This Bucks team, this season has been so fun because last year it felt like we knew who everybody was by about week 7.
Yeah.
That's why most seasons are. This week we knew who everybody was by week 7, and then half the teams changed. The Colts are a completely different team now they were at week 7.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the Colts this week. We just talk about them
Brutal.
every week.
Yeah.
You gave the all-time take in which you said the Bears were what I thought the Colts were, and you were right. But I have the Carolina Panthers here beating Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the NFC South is going to be an interesting division next year. I think there's going to be 3 teams that want to win, maybe 4, depending on what Atlanta does this offseason. I think Atlanta gets confused. I think they want to win, and then it comes time to win, and they're like, oh shit. But I have Carolina winning this game. I'm definitely biased. I just think this is a playoff team in the NFC South. Probably not in another division. No, but in
Yeah.
the NFC South, this is about a playoff team, and I think there are things to like on this team, and I really hope Bryce Young balls out and proves to everyone that this is where they need to be. Because if we miss the playoffs this year, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I am going to take Carolina as well. And it's not so much because I have more faith in Carolina. It's because I have lost faith in Tampa Bay. They were a team at the beginning of the year in probably late September through the middle of October that I'm like, wow, this team has the firepower. They have the weapons. Emeka Egbuka, offensive rookie of the year. Baker Mayfield's playing like a top three MVP candidate. Todd Bowles is actually coaching football correctly.
We talked about
They've
me
got it
buying a
all.
ticket for Baker Mayfield MVP.
They've got it all. They had everything in place. And then Ibuka goes down and he gets hurt for a long period of time. You're like, okay, well, Chris Godwin's coming back. So just, next man up mentality. Something broke in Baker Mayfield during that period. And I I think he legitimately loses a chip on his shoulder when he can't play with an underdog mentality. Like if people are believing in him, he falls apart, he unravels. And that has become an issue so many times in the NFL. You could point at Browns fans or Panthers fans or Rams fans and be like, well, you moved on from him and now, look at him now. He's slinging 4 touchdowns and no turnovers. And we're like, okay, just wait until you call him a top five quarterback. You call him top five and Baker Mayfield turns back into progressive at home with Baker Mayfield in 2019.
I love those
It
ads.
just those were great. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be a game where Carolina's defense is going to win it for him. I think Bryce Young is going to be better. He has to be better. He cannot be as bad as he was last week.
He's so
They will
weird,
lose.
dude. We'll have stretches where I'm like, this is the guy. And then
Yep.
every once in a while, I have one of those games where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and we're back to 2023 Bryce Young.
It's never going to be that bad. It's bad, but man, it cannot be that bad.
No, it's not. It's more
Yeah.
2024 games. Bryce Young. But there's
Regardless,
games where
though.
I'm like, this is a guy who's the
Yeah.
franchise quarterback. And then there's games where I'm like, shit, should we try to get somebody new?
Yeah.
And it's about once every 3 to 4 games he shits the
Yeah.
bed. And he
I agree.
shat the bed against the Seahawks. He did.
So
Makes me think that
yeah.
he should ball out this week.
I would agree. The law of average
All right.
should take place. So
Should,
yeah,
should.
Carolina, I'm going to give like a, I don't know, 21-17.
Oh, fuck, I'd be stressed. Oh my gosh. All right. Seahawks at your Niners.
Yeah, I said earlier I took Seahawks money line in the primetime or the EV picks. I think it'll be a pretty relatively close game. I think Seattle pulls away at the end though. But take Seahawks 34-24.
I also have the Seahawks. I just think they match up well against the Niners.
Mhm.
I think they have a defense that is built to slow down Brock Purdy with what he wants to do.
That's a good
And I
take.
think offensively, they're not that interesting, which is why I don't think the Seahawks are a real contender. But I don't think this Niners defense is very good. So
Yeah.
that's why the Bears had an unbelievable, just back and forth.
How
touchdown.
much more confident would you be if Fred Warner was not injured? I really think he makes
I
a
do.
full game difference.
And you can see it.
Yeah,
You
100%.
you can see it on the field. No, I agree. All right. Ravens at Steelers, the Sunday night game. We knew this was gonna be a Sunday night game. I have the Ravens.
Okay.
If you asked me a week ago, I would have said Steelers, but the way they played against the Browns, man, and maybe that's the trick, right? I
Yeah.
was like, oh well, they were, don't get too caught up. And I just find it hard to believe I'm gonna bet against John Harbaugh in a game where he's fighting for his job.
Mhm. Okay.
Actually, you know what?
Uh-huh.
I've already
Well-
kind of sat in my mind and believe that he's not going to be coaching the Ravens next year.
I was going to say, going to go back on that earlier.
I actually don't think he's going to be coaching them next year. I don't know why. I just have this gut feeling. So I'm going to take the Steelers.
Okay. Well, actually, we didn't talk about last week, did we? I mean, I know we only had, well, not last week. Sorry, this past week, Thursday and Sunday, like what we.
Yeah,
picked
no,
and
I
what
was
our
going to do that
records were.
last. I mean, we only got 59 seconds.
I got you. Anyways, I'm taking Pittsburgh here. This
Wow,
is
the
another.
same.
This is what I did with the Bears last week. It's head versus heart. In my head, Pittsburgh is going to win this game. It was scripted this way, in my humble opinion, to set it up. Primetime game, AFC North, historic rivalry, whatever. I will be hoping the Ravens win. I dislike them less than the Steelers. I know people are like, oh, they stole your franchise. Listen, that's aside the point. I cannot stand the Pittsburgh Steelers. That being said, I think it's going to be a gross game. This game has overtime written all over it. 13-10, 16-10, something gross. Pittsburgh pulls through just barely.
2025 Thursday Night Football. I had the Rams beating the Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Rams. You were right. I had Bears. You had Packers. I was right about Bears. So it's a 1-1. Tied on the Patriots. I took the Colts. You took the Niners. You were right on that. So you won. There we go. I will have to cut a little bit of that because we went over.
It's all good.
All right. Great job, Austin. As always, I will see you again when you're in international waters, hopefully.
Hopefully. Looking forward to it.
Enjoy last week in NFL, bud.